Got a beard trim this week. Oh shit!
Looks good, dude.
I got cheese in it right now.
You got a pecker in it, dude.
I think we're live.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're back on the Buck Back. I'm Eli. I'm here with Vince. I'm here with Sean. And after many technical difficulties last week that sank the ship because everybody quit as soon as it got hard, including myself, I was the one leading the quitting, and I was team quit. But we're back. Vince got his internet fixed. He's no longer on the AOL discs that you get 500 minutes on. He upgraded. He had somebody come out that knew what they were doing, and they looked at it, and they said, hey, your internet's terrible. Let me fix it. So we should be good to go. That's the promise that I've received today.
Yeah, the guy was not he was a know-it-all, and he came in, and I was like, oh yeah, they said to unplug my router and then unplug the modem, and he was like a Ukrainian guy, and he looked at me. He's all, that is not a modem. And I was like, okay, well, they told me to unplug the black box. He's all, yeah, that is not. And then he went into the fact that it's not a modem and where the modem is. And it was really fun, dude. So then I didn't offer him coffee.
Right. On your neck. Oh, I get what Putin was saying.
Oh, yeah. Dude. I was going to rape
sorry,
him.
that was a joke.
I was going to take all his rare minerals.
I'm making no political statements.
You're like, you know what, dude? Fix it, and then I'm pulling my funding after you walk out of this apartment.
Right.
And you could have looked nice. You could have dressed up.
Dude, he couldn't even wear a suit.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite part of the whole thing is that our friends, Britain, went and got all the rights to those minerals.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
dude.
what old Boris Johnson. When Boris Johnson went and he said, hey, Ukraine, don't accept this treaty from Russia. My cousin over here, America, will fund you if you give us the minerals.
Yeah. Dude, and like
So we are getting them?
We're not. No, we just funded it.
Oh, okay.
And then Russia came out and went to Trump and was like, hey, we'll give you a better mineral rights deal.
Yeah.
And then, like, so now you notice, like, all the talk around all that stuff stopped. All the stuff around the Epstein files stopped. All
Everything
the stuff
stopped,
around.
dude.
They're like, oh, we released the RFK files. There's nothing that came of it at all. All that shit just, like, shut down. And, yeah, it's crazy, dude. But, dude, Europe's, like, I think at one point we're going to have to check Europe, dude.
I think Russia's going to check Europe, and they're going to think that we're going to be on their side, and we're not going to be.
Dude, it's called World War II, bro. It already happened. We know how this plays out, dude.
Dude.
Yeah, dude. Hey, guys, Vince knows this about me, but I don't think, Sean, I told you. I've been on a VHS buying, like, I've been hungry, dude, like a crack addict.
He's a monster, dude.
I've been hitting thrift stores, dude. Like, I got clowned by an old lady at a Goodwill last night as I was checking out. She's like, oh, VHS, huh? What era are we in? I was like, hey, listen, you guys charge 50 cents for VHS, but I got a VHS player and I got like a RC to HDMI like converter, dude.
Right.
And now I'm in the market. I signed in. This is to tell you how committed and how bad it's gotten. I signed into Facebook, which I have not. I have been off Facebook for 4 years, dude. I haven't checked it.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the people, like last time I was on there, their kids have grown up. And
right.
So I signed in today just to go on Facebook Marketplace because there's a lady like a town over that has an old tube TV, dude, that's still in good shape. And she wants $25 for it. And I pissed her off, I think, because I was like, hey, will you take 20 for it? And does everything work? And then she just ghosted me. I haven't heard anything. But I'm buying a tube TV, dude. I'm putting it in the corner it's like a desecration of my beautiful theater TV, dude.
You gotta
just
get
like
you got to get like a wheel cart, like back in the day in the schools, and just wheel it in whenever it's movie time.
Having a museum.
Yeah,
you have your own museum in your
pretty much
movie room.
Well, yeah. and what started it? Vince started all this because I'd like had VHS that were left over from my parents. I told my mom, I was like, hold on to them. Like, I'm not ready to give them up. So when she moved, she gave me all the ones. So I pulled them out and put them in my like closet along with all my Blu-rays. And it just looks so awesome that I was like, you know what? I'm going to pull one of these out because I bought a VHS player about a year ago because I wanted to convert all of our family videos, which I've done too. And like I started watching Flubber the other night, and I was like 14 again, even though I was probably like 10 when it came out. But
Right.
dude, I'm
But it
here to
really
tell you.
impacted you when you were 14.
Yeah, exactly.
Emotionally.
It stayed
You
with me.
slept on it for 4 years.
I was like, you could make rubber that was green and put it on like the shoes of basketball players and have them jump through the roof.
And give it attitude.
But I'm here to tell you guys, 4K is definitely superior to a VHS.
Oh, 1,000%, dude.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, when I'm watching a VHS, it makes plus like the converter, dude. The VHS player was not made for a high definition TV,
Oh, no.
so it's
No.
like it does like the opposite, where it like will make
It's
it
like 120p.
yeah, and it makes it like so much less. It's not even standard definition. It's like if you
Yeah.
you remember when you would like tape something and you would tape over it over and over,
Right.
and then by like the third or fourth time, dude, it would just be like, what am I watching?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
transparent.
It's like looking at
does-
shadows on a cave wall, dude.
Does your TV? It's probably because your TV expands the image too to fit the screen, right?
Yeah, and I tried messing with the settings, but it didn't have a VHS setting on there. Go figure.
Oh, jeez.
It's weird.
But anyway, I'm looking, dude. I'm in the market. If anybody out there wants to sell an old tube TV, if it's like a combo one, if it's a combo TV and VHS
Oh, yeah.
player in one, which I used to have, I want it, dude.
I'm getting one too, man. I'm gonna set it up right over here. Paige redid my background. She wanted me to point it out. They should stay on the wall this time. I got a few VHSs, but Eli's kicking my ass. Instead, I've been buying the Criterion 4K videos, and it's not that big of a deal. But I got like 4 of them, which is not cheap. So I think I'm good
It's
for the
too
month.
much. See, I'm going after 50 cents. Vince is popping like $40
Yeah.
on a movie that you could probably turn on HBO Max and pay $9 a month
Oh,
and
it's
watch.
streaming everywhere.
Yeah, but at least you own it now, and
But
that's
now I own it.
that's important. All right, well, if you're in the chat, shout it out, shout us out. When was the last time you watched a VHS? I'm guessing it's probably going on 20 years,
Yeah.
and you're not crazy for feeling that way or doing that. But I will tell you, if the apocalypse ever comes and they stop streaming and they stop making high definition movies, you can go to Goodwill or a thrift store, dude, and buy movies for 50 cents. Also, it's funny to see the trend of movies that are like repeat at every store. Like everyone I've been to has it has Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh,
Like I've never
really?
seen another Indiana Jones in there. It's always the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
That's not VHS, right?
And it's always it apparently was because they're
Wow.
all I'm sorry, you're right. That was DVD.
Oh,
But there's that one and then the Bruce Willis classic, The Last Boy Scout. Everyone I've gone to, like people are
Oh.
like, I'm getting rid of The Last Boy Scout first.
I don't think I've ever heard of that movie.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
a great movie.
Is it good? I'd be down
What
to
are you talking
find
about? It's a great movie
what is it? 6 monkeys
with
12 monkeys?
what's his name? Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayans, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
shit.
great movie. I don't know what you guys are even talking about.
Damon,
I don't know
I've
why you're
never
scoffing.
I've never seen it, dude. I'm just going off the data trends of people being like, I need to get rid of something. It's gonna be The Last Boy Scout. A lot of households.
I
but,
love the idea that that's an apocalypse and everyone's trying to get water and food for their family, and
Yeah.
Eli's going to Goodwill. Like, hey, do you still have that Bruce Willis VHS tape?
Well, you can get a deal and you're giving it to charity.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
You might be able to get it for 25 cents.
Here's the you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Every one of these thrift stores is always like, hey, do you want to round up to give to charity? And I'm like, I thought that's what I was already doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I was already buying somebody gave you this shit for free and I'm paying for it.
yeah,
Dude.
the Last Boy Scout was hoisted upon you. Like you didn't
Yeah.
do any work to get that.
It was in the bag. Somebody like had dumped out of their
Yeah.
Yeah.
RAV4.
It was next to a whole bunch of sticky socks.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to I can't imagine that job must suck having to sort through all the Goodwill stuff, like all the stuff with like cat piss on it. Or
Yeah.
like you got like bed bugs in there.
Well,
And just-
I worked for Goodwill for a while doing the behavioral stuff, and at least in the Santa Ana area, the whole concept of Goodwill is insane because they get stuff for free from the poor, and then they sell it at a higher market to the same poor, and then they hire disability or disabled people, and they get a check from the government for hiring the disabled people. They pay them pennies on the dollar, and then they make them work and do everything. So they're just for profit all day, dude.
Well, I'd like to challenge your mentality that only the poor are donating to the Goodwill. I think it's the opposite, my friend. I think it's people
Middle
with.
class.
I think it's the middle class that's like, oh, this is 2 years old. I'm getting rid of this, and I don't want to put in the effort to sell it to
Right.
a poor.
That's fair.
So
Right.
I want to feel good about this, so I'm going to
Mhm.
donate it to the poor.
But
And
they're
then I
still
come
A
in
guy can
selling.
become rich.
Yeah,
And then I'm going to come in and go, do you have the last Boy Scout for 50 cents on VHS?
that's fair.
They're
That's
like,
fair.
Here's our room full of every
Could I get-
single format of the last
Could I
Boy
get
Scout.
that $25 TV for 20?
Yeah. Exactly, dude.
Do you think I can get the Last Boy Scout on 4K Criterion?
Probably not.
Oh,
I don't think you can. No, I don't. I would be shocked. There's like some Bruce Willis movies, like 12 Monkeys, you can probably find on 4K. Die Hards are all in 4K.
yeah.
But like the Bruce Willis 90s, like there were certain movies he did, dude. Although Mercury Rising, which was good, I just bought that one.
Fifth Element's in my Amazon queue.
I have it.
Are you
I have it.
on
I have it
4K?
in 4K. Yeah.
Steelbox?
No, it's digital, but
I got the-
it's.
It comes with the multi-pass?
Oh, I don't know.
Multi-pass.
Multi-pass.
Dude,
Is it
that's such a
multi
good
or multi?
movie.
It's so
Such
good.
a good movie.
That was the last. Fun fact: that was the last Luc Besson good movie.
Is that the? I don't know anything. Is that the director?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the director, French dude. He did The Professional. He did that movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson. He's done a ton of shit. I walked
Okay.
these. He has the extinguished honor of being the only movie director I've walked out of one of his films on and asked for my money back, dude.
Oh wow.
I've walked out of movies before. That movie, what was it called? Valerian.
Oh,
I walked
that
out.
looked rough.
I walked out. I had my whole family with us. I'm like, let's go. And they're like, what? I'm like, no, we're going. I'm getting my money back, dude. Never flexed that. Never asked for money back. But that movie offended me to my pocketbook, dude. And
Oh,
I was like,
dude.
I don't want to give this any money.
We got to watch that. I've never seen it.
Well, in a certain mindset, it might have been enjoyable. But all right,
He
what
has it
do
in
we got?
4K,
Yeah, if it's in 4K.
just in case.
Well,
But if it was a 50 cents VHS, I'd probably pick it
you'd
up.
buy it. So far, so good. It doesn't seem like anything's dipping. I have a warning, but I'm gonna ignore that. But everything else seems good. The producer is in the chat. Producers in the chat. She's gonna let me know if anything drops. But so far, so good, boys. I brought in a collection of internet videos that I picked up within the past 2 weeks. Hopefully you guys haven't seen any of them. There's one specific one that's like really trending this week, and it's really funny. So that's on there. I don't know what else you guys brought. Sean has a whole bunch of stuff in the Discord.
I didn't
I
know
have
if you
that
guys
police-
saw the Biden.
Yeah.
The picture of Biden being photoshopped in with the family.
Is it, dude? Okay, we'll show that.
I didn't show it.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. I'm off X. I got off X like
You're a
3
strong
weeks
man,
ago,
dude.
And I've been so oblivious to what's going on. It's been so nice.
Here, give me a
And
second.
I've been like, dude, I'm just reverting. I'm off X. I'm off social media except for Instagram. I'm going back to VHS. Never that I would have thought in my 30s would I be accosting people at Goodwill looking for the Flintstones VHS. Like if I got into a time machine and I went back to myself at 13, I said, hey, you know how you love Flintstones? Well, that's not going to cease. In fact, it's going to multiply and it's going to have a snowball effect in your life. And when you get into your 30s, you're going to rediscover VHS, even though it's a dead technology. But you're going to accost somebody at a Goodwill and ask, hey, can you check the system for Flintstones VHS? I just want to know if it's in the area. I'm doing good, dude.
You're doing good, man.
I'm doing good, dude.
I'm proud of you.
I'm just
Some would say great.
yeah. I'm humble, so I don't want
Right.
to step
So
over.
that's for
that
us
line.
to say.
That's for you. I was hoping to serve it up to you guys and
Right.
have you guys go, wow, we're really impressed.
And we were just silent.
If I ever purchase a projector and reels, actually I bought 2 reels this week. I went to a consignment shop. They had 2 old reels as decorations and I bought them. Oh boy.
Sean, I found it. That is clearly Photoshop, dude. Oh my god.
So there's a whole there's a whole I can't remember where it was from. It was from the Telegraph. So
Oh my
very
God,
reputable.
dude. Look at his. Can you see his hand? Hold on, let me zoom.
Yeah.
His hand behind the guy.
And it's like he's he's like he's standing, but it's like below the deck. Like everyone
Yeah.
else is sitting down and he's standing. Somehow.
There's no possible way that he'd be able
It's
to
crazy.
stand right there. That is crazy, dude. Did the
I
family
bet you
post
Dr.
this?
Jill did that.
Oh yeah.
I believe it's from Instagram. I don't remember though.
Oh
From
man,
someone's Instagram, I believe.
that's great.
Dude.
But I also don't know because I'm no journalist, you know.
Yeah.
Half those kids in the picture was like, I've taken a shower with old Uncle Joe, dude. That's that part of this picture. And also, like, this looks like the start of a 2028 run, dude. I think
Dude.
Smokey Joe or Dark Brandon, dude, is lining up a run, dude.
He's
and I'm here
back.
for it. Let him bring the economy back to where it was.
Oh,
like
yeah.
3 months ago.
Trump. They're talking about Trump figuring out a way to run for the third time and potentially him going against Obama. It would be great if Sleepy Joe also threw in his hat
Right.
Yeah.
to run.
By the way,
Or
Obama would crush him, dude.
Oh, dude.
Jorge the Second.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? We have some old school warmongers with Trump.
Oh yeah.
And then, basically like an old school warmonger with two guys who are new to the game.
Who use
You know?
drones instead of fists?
That's the Avengers movie. That's like the Avengers version of like the presidential candidates, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you know how they're announcing the new Avengers movies and they're like the cast from X-Men from the 2000s are going to be in it.
Dude.
This is our real life Avengers, dude, but only it's
Right.
with warlords and people that fucking crash the economy. It's great.
They just have a slow pan of the director's chairs, and it's Bush
Yeah.
Jr.
It's a Bush. They're like, and then they like throw a joke in there, and it's like, you know, Jimmy Carter, and it's like just a pile of ashes.
Oh, dude.
Oh, bro, what if they run the kids instead? You know, run Trump Jr., run one of the Jenna Bush.
Sasha and Malia.
Oh, and
Obama,
then
dude.
of course, like, what's his name?
Hunty, dude.
Hunty,
Oh,
yeah.
Hunty for sure.
Bro. Dude.
Yeah.
I miss Hunter Biden, dude. I hope Hunter
I was
Biden.
Kyle Dunnigan's Hunter
Yeah.
Biden.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
That guy's hilarious, man.
That guy's out of control. So funny.
I was listening to what's his name? The Jimmy Dore show. And
Right.
he has the comedian that comes on and does
Jimmy
voices.
Dore show.
Kurt Musker.
Kerp.
Kurt doesn't do the
That's like
voices.
one of his
though, someone
writers,
else,
dude.
right?
He writes a lot of that shit with Dunnigan, or used to.
Yeah, he used to. I don't think he does anymore. I think he does mostly because I don't think he lives in L.A. I think he stays in Austin a lot.
Oh,
I
okay.
see him at the mothership a lot. I don't really know. I don't follow him as like I used to.
Yeah, I
But-
wish that Kyle Dunnigan did the voiceovers though, because the guy that Jimmy has do it is is good, but he's not as good.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dore, like, I enjoy his show, but like it gets tedious after a while, dude.
Yeah.
Because it's the same format, dude. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always like when his wife pipes in out of nowhere, and she's just like in the background, dude. And he's like, Jimmy Dore show. You want to bam boom boom bam? That like music
Yeah.
that he plays, dude. And he announces, "Come and see me. I'm gonna be in Spokane at the Ha Ha Room, and then
At the Chuckle Hut.
the Juggle Hut. I'm gonna be in Branson, Missouri, on the old steamboat." Dude, let's start a comedy club called the Old Steamboat, dude.
I'm in.
And like every night we just hire a guy that is the host, and he's just a Mark Twain type. He like smokes a cigar and he doesn't talk to his kids, dude. And like
Yeah.
just like
you're the guy that we hired to do that.
I'm humble.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you suggested it, but I would love like, oh, I remember back in this stretch of the road was a slave highway. And then like people
Whoa.
get like real tense, and I'd be like, no, I'm just giving you the history of Missouri.
I'm not saying it's good.
I'm not taking a side either way. I'm not into culture war issues.
Do you guys want to start off with those video clips?
Let's do it.
You in? All right, let me switch it so you guys can see it.
Hey Sean, you're using that new cord, right? And
I am.
like, dude, I can't figure out what it is, dude.
Am I
And-
clicking again?
Yeah,
it's
and
clicking.
It's not as like I just listened on the stream and it's not as prevalent. I think it's probably because like, can you hear my dog, my loud ass polar bear dog in the background barking, dude?
Mm.
He's probably like chewing on one of my kids or something.
Oh, jeez.
Bro, we made a mistake, dude.
Yeah.
It's a mistake. It's a mistake to get a dog, dude. It always is.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
It's a cute dog,
yeah.
though.
Anyway,
Give it some time, dude. A few years.
95% of the time, great dog. The 5% is a liability to.
Yeah, no, that's why I think if you're gonna get a dog, you should get like a golden retriever or something.
Yeah.
And a whatever. What's it called?
I wanted the kind of
A Labradoodle.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
those
those are
are cute.
everywhere out here.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah,
like
they're
the number
they're
one
so
dog.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
They're kind little dog or big dogs and
I want a dog that like I can see Vladimir Putin hanging out with. You know what I mean?
right. So
Sure.
well, you have that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have
that's
that.
why
I
you're getting
accomplished-
those problems.
I accomplished. Don't get me wrong. I accomplished what I wanted to. I am just not Vladimir Putin. I'm
Right.
like, I'm gonna go buy a VHS for 50 cent guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Dude.
no dog expert, but maybe take the dog on a crazy walk in the morning and
Yeah,
just
Sarah does
deplete,
that.
Yeah, deplete all the energy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. That's like the thing that we do. But the thing,
I think it's like the kind of dog that it is.
yeah,
Like literally, it's what it's like bred to do.
right,
Yeah.
So you have to like socialize them super young,
yeah.
or else like they're gonna be what they are.
Yeah.
Well, they
Just
also
like
had her
guard
in
dogs.
the house. Like they lived on this estate, dude. That was probably 50 acres conservatively, and like
Yeah.
sprawling. And there was 50 dogs, and this dog they kept in the house so that she's just looking at other dogs barking at her, but she doesn't get to go outside and play with them.
Oh man.
So I think part
it's
of it
their
is like
fault.
she hears no, like this lady's like awesome, and I don't understand how anybody could commit their lives to that. But anyway, it's like a combination. We're working like, dude, they hooked. The one thing about this place is like they hooked us up with a trainer. So we did like a meeting with them on Monday night, and he's got like it seems like he's got the right attitude where he's like, don't look at it like a dog, look at it like a human, and like you have to be smarter than the dog, and like don't just like Anyway, I'll give you guys updates, but tonight she chewed the baseboards in my bathroom, so I was pretty pissed off about
Shit,
that.
Man, that sucks.
We'll get there though. We'll get there. At least that is like an easy fix. I don't know for someone else.
Well, I think I have some videos that might raise your spirits.
Bring it.
You ready for this?
Always am, baby.
All right, we're gonna start off with a banger. I think you guys saw a clip, like a part of this last week, but the feed died, so it's new. Okay, it's new.
Mm-hmm.
This one's for you, Sean. Are you pushing pause, Eli?
Nope. I don't
Yes,
even have it up. I got to go back into Discord and pull it up. So hold on one sec. We should start like a fake like talk show, and all it is us just going, oh, you know what? I don't have the stream. It's just like it's just a comedy. It's just like a series of
Errors.
just shit that like nothing ever happens. It's just
Right.
them making up on their errors. Okay, go back and play it from the start, baby.
Oh, I am, because it won't go any further. Let's see.
Okay.
What the heck? Hold on. I think we're doing the
Well-
comedy skit you're talking about.
On the watch together, it's the CNN thing. You send us a watch together link,
Yep.
and it's on mine. It's CNN.
That might just be the still that I pulled from. Do you want to push play on your end and see if it works?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Look at this freaking cop, dude.
Oh, he's scared, dude.
9-point turn.
9-point turn, his buddy's dead. Why did he have to drive 12 feet to go check on his buddy?
Liberal, they have liberal friends,
right,
and
pause
then
it.
they go online and they are a white supremacist.
It's, lines this one up. Okay, so this one's like 4 minutes long. Have you guys seen or heard about this?
No.
No.
All right. This lady, I believe, is a professional that's explaining the manosphere and how the new alt-right for men is the problem with this nation, and they're going to get to it, and they're going to tell us what's wrong. That's all I got.
Vera Papasova. She spent the last year dating far-right men in New York City for a story for Cosmopolitan
Far-right men in
magazine.
New York City.
They're the most insecure men I've ever sat down with. It was
she's
really
from, like,
difficult to have
you
some
know,
of these
she's
dates
Greek,
because
so
they were so insecure
Take
because
that as you
they
will.
don't really
Is your
know
mouse
who
on
they
the
are and
video
they don't
screen?
know how to figure that out.
She said the men she dated got all their news and information from the so-called manosphere.
They did not listen to anything else. They're only listening to independent media and they're only listening to men talking to men.
The manosphere is made up of macho podcasters and influencers.
There's no such thing as an independent female.
Most women have zero concept of like money.
Females don't have independent thought.
It's a space where UFC fighters are among those who reign supreme.
They love the UFC guys. They love the MMA guys because those guys do what they can. They're modern gladiators. They're badass.
Badass like Jake Shields, a former UFC
she's
star
kinda into
turned
it.
podcaster.
All right. Now I'm starting to feel nervous. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course.
Who I met at an MMA gym in Las Vegas.
Like all great MMA pros.
Jake Shields is like, I smell.
That is like this guy.
Yeah.
I've never hit anyone in my life.
I'm not punching back. Hit me.
I love that CNN brought this guy to do the story. dude.
This is CNN.
If that journalist was smart, he would just keep
Being
him on his
full-time
feet.
pro, like in terms of
of course I miss it.
Once
To
he goes
go
down,
from
that's
professional
over.
athlete,
But
which
if
is
he
the
keeps him on his
highest of
feet, he's got a
highs,
chance. You know?
to retirement.
And I
You have
guess
to
the
find,
po-
yeah,
the
the
podcast
podcast has helped. You could fall into depression if you just go from the most amazing career where you're famous and spotlights to all of a sudden you're a nobody.
Sure.
Like other podcasters in the manosphere, Jake regularly hosts controversial guests.
And I named the podcast Fighting Back. I feel like we have to fight back what we're told we're allowed to do. I just don't like to be told you're not allowed to talk to this person. Like, why can't I talk to him? I'm not saying I agree with his ideology, but I should hear what he has to say.
He's hosted the former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan.
Today I have a very, very special guest, Dr. David Duke. I know you're controversial, but I have no idea how controversial.
And Thomas Russo, the leader
He
of the
sounds
white
like
supremacist
Tito, dude.
group Patriot Front.
Like if you closed your eyes, you would think he was Tito.
Let's go where we disagree a
thought
little
it
bit.
was.
Let's hit race, because you're a white-only group?
So the organization only allows people of American ethnicity, and all Americans, I believe, come from Europe, so they're white.
You could have saved some words and just said yes.
Yeah, no, I understand and talk to these guys, but I've also
I know,
not
he
brought
explained
anyone
it, but only
hateful.
made it worse.
If I do, I'm going to be really, really on top of them.
But so you saying that you haven't brought someone hateful on, right? People will say, well, you brought on the Grand Wizard of the KKK, you brought on Patriot Front.
Yeah.
They're hateful.
No, I think those are excellent questions, but if people go and watch the actual interviews, I think they would be like, oh, this guy's not near as hateful as if I expect it.
But Vera says hate isn't what the men she dated were really looking for.
One of these guys.
For posterity, has Jake Shields ever had like a First Nations guest on, dude?
I doubt it.
To talk about
I don't
like,
know. I've never seen his show.
He's got a guy that's like all Americans, and I believe all Americans come from Europe. But the First Nations guy would probably have like, you know, a differing opinion on that. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
It would be pretty sweet if they invited natives in to join with them.
Yeah.
Dude, that's not happening. That's not happening.
Guys brought me to a political meeting.
And did they talk about politics?
Barely. They talked about, it was a bunch of men
UFC
complaining about girlfriends and wives, regurgitating Andrew Tate
Sounds like
type
the Moose
of
Lodge.
advice
Yeah,
about
dude, sounds like
how
every.
to train
Sounds like the Blue Man
your
Group. To be
girlfriend, how
fair.
to train your wife to be submissive.
anymore.
And so this group was supposed to be a political group, but they're talking about relationship problems.
R.I.P. Blue Men.
And the fact that that's what most of the time was spent on, you don't need to be a neo-Nazi. You need therapy.
The appeal of Jake's podcast speaks to a need among young men in this country that Vera says can't be ignored.
You have to incentivize someone to want to be better. You can't just
See, the problem with this, sorry to stop it again. The problem with this is like,
thank you.
from the way I see it, you're conflating two wildly different things into one segment where it's like, a grand wizard of the KKK and dudes that want to go complain. That's every bar, saloon, Elks Lodge from the beginning of time. And like to say that like, oh, these guys idolize MMA fighters, as if like, again, that's not been something like even before there was organized sports. Like go back to Abraham Lincoln and they would wrestle each other outside the taverns and people would put money like, so like this is like such a CNN interview.
100%.
Like this is why this is why people hate CNN, dude.
And
they're not making a real point
at all. And they specify this podcast that I've never heard of, you guys have never listened to. Has he only had 2 episodes? Because they've only highlighted 2 problematic episodes. What else is he talking about?
So. I think he talks to fighters because I've seen little blips from it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
I think he mostly talks to fighters.
Like he's big on Twitter.
Yeah, and I think he's like, I don't think he's like a vegan and stuff. I think like he's not exactly like Mr. Conservative guy.
Yeah, he's not. He's not, dude. He's like
it's like a funny way to pay. At least from my memory, like none of those guys from the Scrap Pack, were
Also, like if you check out what's going on with BJ Penn right now, like maybe like featuring a guy that got hit in his head his whole life or like a majority of his life, and is now retired from that. Maybe that's not like the best person to use as an example. I don't know. Just
I imagine he's the only one that said yes to a CNN interview. And then one more point, she's complaining that these guys are meeting together and they're far right, but they're not talking about politics. Instead, they're talking about like issues that they can't voice at home. Is that big of a problem? Like, don't women do the same thing?
Yeah.
It is a problem because men are talking about their feelings and they should just swallow
Isn't that what they want us to do?
And keep moving, dude.
Also, I wonder how all those other guys felt that this dude brought his girlfriend to the man's only meeting.
Oh, dude, he probably is not a part of those men's only meetings anymore, dude.
No.
Ted is out.
Guys, look, we need to hold an emergency meeting. What the fuck did Ted do last week where he brought his Grecian girlfriend in here? Whoa. Don't bring nationality into it. Sorry, I'm sorry. You've seen her last name, right?
Yeah, and like it's not like he doesn't bring the best snacks, but
I mean,
can't
overstep a line, dude.
Right.
The Rice
Say,
Krispies
let's
are
make
good.
men better. The thing about these guys is their biggest support system is online, but that also is very isolating.
That's everybody.
And isolation
That's every single
is
person,
what
dude.
breeds hatred.
Groups like Patriot Front offer community, but community based on racism and hate.
People have to really think about, do you have the capacity
We
to talk to
interviewed the Patriot Front, and it turns out they just complain about their wives and girlfriends the whole time. It's like, what?
And
that's
like, also they're, I don't know. Like as soon
They're
as you
feds,
say
dude.
Like as soon as you say something like it's an Americans only group, and as you know, only Europeans can be American.
Right.
It's like
the most convoluted thing you could actually say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, after somebody says it to me, I'm like, oh, cool. Now everything you say after this doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because
It's
you're
painted
stupid.
with the brush that you think,
you're
that
stupid.
You're a buffoon.
You dip that brush in bullshit, and you started painting from the start.
They should have interviewed me for this, because I'd have been like, me and my friends get together and watch Tito videos. I don't really know.
We're the
don't really
biggest
talk
Farrah
politics.
Abraham fans out there.
Did you guys know that Farrah Abraham shits in jars?
Sean has 15 jars.
Did you guys know that? Yeah. Well, I have a video. Hold on. Let me get Discord up. I have a link for you.
If only they knew that the
Because
manosphere
that
was
one-
fueled by Little Women LA.
TLC, dude. TLC's
TLC's the best,
manosphere.
because the nice conversation you might have might change someone's day enough to not have to seek out help in an online support group, which is actually a bunch of white supremacists using political beliefs as an excuse for how they feel.
All right, pause it.
Are you okay? Sure.
Bro, you need to stay out of my police body cam lane.
Have you seen this one?
No. But I'm
Oh,
excited
this
to.
one. This is me that one time that I went to Santa Ana to get a dab rip, and the lady gave me way too much. This is Jeanette showing up at my car to check and see if I'm okay.
Dude, what a like when I think
wild
back on the earth, what was that like? Not that I participated or any of us participated in that, but we had friends.
I heard about those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a character piece.
My friends used to tell me about like you would go and like spend money at a dispensary and then they would give you a rip from a dab, which is like, how would you break that down? That's like concentrated THC, right?
Right.
Like that's basically what it is.
It goes through some like chemical process where it becomes like a different thing. And then that different thing is like concentrated to the point where it's like 90%.
Yeah, it's hard drugs.
85% THC.
Don't they extract it with kerosene?
It depends on the thing.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of different ways that they extract it. Like some are better than others. Okay. But back then, I'm sure it was the worst way.
Oh yeah. It was just
exhaust fumes. They used like somebody's tailpipe, dude, and just like scraped it off. Right. But like they would give it to you. You would pay for your this is what I hear. But you would pay for your schmeckles, dude, and then you would go to this table where some dude was like he himself had been hitting the dab, and depending on like the measurement of how much they were giving you was to the discretion of the guy doing it. So they would give you a heaping spoonful, and then you would take a rip out of a bong, full rip, and then they'd want you to go. And then your next stop was walking out to your car to drive to wherever you were going.
It was like, part of the exit.
I'm glad I never did it.
Yeah, I'm glad I never did. I'm glad I didn't ever partake in the sticky ick, dude, because it's just a bunch of trap fails, dude.
Yeah.
That's not a word, but whatever.
So I've heard.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, Dad.
Okay, so what's your name?
Jack.
Jack?
Yes,
How you doing?
Good.
Do you feel okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know where you are right now?
Ohama Ramirez.
What's that?
East Coast Drive.
Okay, that's not where you are. Do you have any medical issues? Can I call you an ambulance?
No, sir.
Okay.
I don't have any ambulatory assistance.
What's your name, Jack?
Jack.
Jack,
Yes,
will you do me a favor? Can you hand me your keys from your car?
Bro, are you sure
Please, I want to make sure your car doesn't go anywhere.
You want me to pull out somewhere else?
Nope. I just want you to hand me the keys right now. I want to make sure your car doesn't go anywhere. I want to make sure that you're feeling all right.
I watched this a few times.
I feel like. Have you ever watched the people who do like, or like, I'm going to do salvia and plant a tomato plant. I'm going to go to get that, and they don't leave the driveway. I feel like this guy left the driveway, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
I feel like he made it all the way to East Coast Street, wherever he thinks he is.
The best salvia video I've ever seen is a couple that's in a two-story house, dude, and they both rip at the same time, and it's like a cutesy, like we're doing salvia together.
Yeah,
they both rip, dude, and it ends with the guy jumping through the window. Out the second story window, and then like for another 5 minutes you watch this woman just trip balls seeing her husband jump out a plate glass window off the second story ledge, and then she's like the like part of her brain that's rationalizing what's going on is like she's trying to react, dude, and
she's trying to pull herself out of the hole, dude.
Yeah, you're right, Sean. It does remind me of that, but it also, I don't know, the way I don't know,
it almost seems like he had a stroke, which is what I thought at first.
It seems like, but what were you saying, Vince? You watched it and you came to the conclusion that it is a substance or something?
There's a 15-foot bong behind him.
Oh
no, I'm just kidding. I actually don't know. I don't know. I imagine the dab. I imagine he hit a huge ass dab and started
a dab so hard he went cross-eyed.
Yeah, does a dab make you go cross-eyed and start saying, "Yes, Eric, sir, is my name"? Jack.
If the dab tender really hates you, yeah.
True. If you use like a freaking a tablespoon.
Thank you. I'm just gonna put them up here because I don't want your car to go anywhere. Okay? Do you have any identification on you? Any ID or anything?
He's blessing.
I do.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have a choice. Is that a Budweiser?
Have you been drinking any alcohol
today?
The
Victoria.
No worse.
What's that?
No worse.
Oh, pause it. So that's the end of the video. So there is no like.
How anticlimactic.
Yeah, I know, but his eyes were enough.
No, like I wanted to know, like, did he make it to the Del Taco drive-through? Dude?
I don't
I'll
think he
take
made
a
it, dude.
macho.
I think he was actually holding up the line. He made it through already.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, and he just got stuck. Did they give me sauce? And then he just paused for 20 minutes.
He's all,
Yeah.
he's all, you know what? That I got 15 minutes on that edible, dude.
Dude,
I'm good to
yeah.
go back for sauce. And then boom, dude. You ever play? Not you guys, but have you ever heard of somebody that ever played beat the clock with an edible, dude? And then you hit traffic.
I think I know a guy that used to do that.
Yeah, I know a guy that used to happen to a lot.
Yeah.
Taught me a lot about
Me to
myself.
hang on to the airplane while you read this. All right? All right. I'm a repossession agent repossessing this aircraft on behalf of my client. You go read that, you go look behind it, you're going to find the security agreement, the default notices that have been unanswered, all the necessary paperwork. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. Dude, you're unemployed.
Kevin has now legally repossessed the plane, but if the pilot doesn't cooperate, things could get ugly fast.
He's all.
We can go back over there and confront your boss. Or me and her, we're on our way to Sun and Fun. I'll pay you to fly us down there.
So we pay me for the cost of the repossession?
If you want. Wow.
Might as well take the money.
Got a deal? Got a deal. All right.
Way to be a team player, Scott.
All right,
Oh,
Scott.
God.
Oh,
damn.
dude. Hold on.
Dude,
Scott's
throw her out.
Scott's a fucking pussy, dude.
So
I'm
wait,
sorry. That's me.
you're telling me that the best way to repossess a plane is to wait until you're up in the sky and could potentially die if this person has like an irrational reaction to that.
Right.
That's
Like I
the
just
that's the
did.
best. Like that's the
I mean,
plan.
it
Is
kinda
like
is, dude.
I'm gonna go up, and if he gets mad, I'm just gonna tell him I'll pay you for the trip. You know, no problem.
Well, Beth
This-
for sure has a gun behind that guy's seat. She's
Yeah.
ready
But
to
again,
shoot.
what would that solve though?
She's gonna
He's
kill
flying
him.
the plane, dude.
No, it's the guy on the left has full control.
Oh, this is stupid.
I thought this was
This
so badass, dude.
This feels so forced and like fake.
It's so badass.
I don't know. Like you catch this guy at a Denny's, dude, and then like if this is real, if I'm that guy, I'm going. No, I'm not taking you there. And for the rest of the plane ride, I'm just like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Sure, you repossessed me. You're better than me. You have more money. You can judge me for being unemployed, but you're a rat bastard for doing it this way.
Well, I
would just rip into this guy, dude.
The guy in the plane, he doesn't own the plane. He works for the guy's company.
Oh, and that's why he says you're unemployed. I
Yeah.
thought he was like clowning and be like, "You're unemployed.
Oh,
How
no.
can you afford it? You should have known better before you went up in this airplane." Oh, I'd rip on his mustache, dude. I'd go after everything. I'd be like, "Your mom probably, your great grandparents probably borrowed money during the Depression." And I don't even like it. Wouldn't even be like make sense. But I would
yeah,
just,
it doesn't need to make sense.
I would just pull everything I could. Like your mom.
Yeah.
Like I saw an episode of Unsolved Mysteries about whores, and your mom was on it. I'm not taking you.
Unsolved
I'm not
Horrors.
taking you.
Unsolved mystery.
Yeah, they solved it by the end. She was a whore. Okay, it was they knew.
Well, plans have changed.
This is fake, dude.
It's fake.
Yeah, sorry about that there, Mr. Donnie, but I am an agent of your finance company, and we have repossessed your airplane.
You didn't pay your bills, Donnie.
Oh,
Yep.
Ooh.
oh,
He's all right, dude.
dead, dude.
Bear mace.
Oh,
Oh. Oh, dude, what if? God.
Pause it, pause it, pause it.
Drama that unfolded on the Sunshine Coast this afternoon.
Sunshine Coast this
Sunshine
afternoon.
Coast. So this video is making its way through the internet this week, and it is incredible. Have you guys seen this woman yet?
No.
No.
Okay, so this is fresh to you guys. All right, we're good to go.
Afternoon, two sisters have told how their mother and man raced to help when the carjacked SUV rolled on Steve Irwin
Can you
Way,
turn it up a little bit,
only
Eva?
to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the wreck. Here's some of what they had to say.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there and
And he
was
repossessed the
coming back
plane?
down towards us, and he goes, "Run! He's got a gun!" And our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum,
Poor
she
mama.
goes, "Are you all right?" Because he had all blood all over his face. And he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help."
And Mum distracted him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran
into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, "I'll find you and I'll shoot you." All I was thinking about when we were running, I hope he doesn't fire. Yeah, we were so blessed.
How close to him do you think you were?
We'll see.
Do you guys talk like this all the time? Like
Yeah,
everywhere?
dude.
Like,
Yeah.
is this? Are you at a grocery store doing this? And
They sound like they need their mics adjusted.
dude, I'm so badly want one of them to go. You just screwed that lineup. We were up all night rehearsing this, and it's our mom.
Sally,
Okay,
I've had enough.
we're done. This is the last tandem crisis actor job we're doing together.
They're connected for sure, right?
We were past
See,
our
when you
driveway. Yeah.
you don't think of
This is really similar to what it's like watching a VHS on an HD TV. This is a perfect like articulation of that experience.
Yeah.
You need a new adapter.
No.
Kind of seeing double, tracking's off. Dude.
I love the unfazed guy in the hoodie.
So glad I don't have a Grand Pyrenees. This nice walk wouldn't be possible.
Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines. Help all the people who have been quarantined. We'll wear our masks and we'll have to stay distant. We'll wash our hands and we'll be more resistant. Fauci.
Oh.
Yes? Promise us, please. We'll have a cure that can fight off this disease. Restrictions will lift with some ease. Dr. Fauci, don't forget me.
And that man died of dehydration after all the poontang he got after this press conference.
I thought that was a fitting way to end the video because this week they just
Perfect.
announced that it came from a lab, dude.
Wow. Couldn't have seen that coming.
Crazy.
Well, I commend you on those choices. That really was a grab bag of internet
Yeah.
videos, dude.
It
And
was.
we saw death. We saw Siamese twins that weren't conjoined.
They weren't synced.
conjoined. They were like one of them. Like I feel like there was like one of the soundboards in one of their brains was a little bit off, so they're just
Right.
slightly. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
where,
needs an update.
like when you edit one track, one audio, and you have to sync all the audio up. It's like that. Even if it's slightly off, it's just grating. That was great. That was a good time, Vince. Thank you.
That quad motorcycle attack or whatever they're called, this thing, it reminded me of a deer attack. Have you ever seen a deer attack a human?
No, I haven't.
With its paws.
I put one, yeah, with with his hooves.
Its paws.
It's hilarious. I put one in the Discord actually. Maybe we'll check it out next week.
Oh yeah, I can.
But
throw it
it's
up too.
it's a guy who goes out in the morning to have coffee, and some lady catches it in the middle. He's like a total hippie.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, it's from April 17th. Dude, I think we do the Tito video next, just for prosperity. Hey, if you're new here, hang out with us, watch some YouTube videos, and laugh at silly things on the internet. That's like, my favorite pastime, besides going and scoring sweet VHSs for 50 cents. Neglecting my family. That's really what being an adult is about. All right. Well, while you're queuing up that deer video, let's watch Tito. If you're new here, like and subscribe. Let us know that you're watching and what you want to watch. If there's something you want us to curate, let us know.
Yeah.
I already love the
All
still
right,
image.
I'm playing it. Yeah, that's the dummy, by the way.
Is it?
I feel good, man. I feel confident. You know, Liam's knocking me out with devastating fashion. He got some big words to fulfill those shoes. No one in my whole career has ever done that.
So I'm like on my Wi-Fi. Why is that on my Wi-Fi? Weird. Strange. Just have Big Brother watching. I stay in shape, man. I stay in shape. I eat well, you know. I don't drink alcohol that much at all anymore, you know, ever. I mean, not compared to when I was in my 20s. I take care of myself now. Now it's about my kids. You know, I want to live. I want to outlive my children.
Of course.
Of course, 100%. And I just look at it as just I take care of myself on everything I do. You know, I want to live to be old. My hands have gotten so much better. My speed's gotten so much better. I mean, it goes down to the guys you're working with. You're only as good as the guys you're sparring with. Herb Dean, who fights for LFA, a light heavyweight. His
name's Herb Dean?
Yeah, Herb Dean. He's actually half, I think, Swedish and Russian, I think.
Is related to the Herb Dean in the UFC?
No. That's Herb Dean. His whole name is Herb Dean.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's cool.
No,
he's
too redacted. He's going to kill me for not remembering his last name.
Sorry, man.
But he is a stud, dude.
Is he?
He's a stud. He's a light heavyweight also.
Well, my name is Herdem Alajebek. I'm from Stockholm City, and I train at All Star Training Center.
Herb Dean.
That's
In Tito's Cantina, we have UFC 314. Volkanovski versus Lopez. A championship fight you will not want to
Oh my
miss.
God, they're so bad.
But plus, we have here at Tito's Cantina a raffle. This raffle is not no ordinary raffle. This is a raffle that's going to make everybody possibly a world champion here at Tito's Cantina. Our first fight will actually give out free shots for the whole table. Second fight, a $50 gift certificate for here at Tito's Cantina. Third fight, signed memorabilia from me, Tito Ortiz.
And
the
Herb
fourth
Dean.
fight, which is the co-main event, we actually will have a bottle of Mandela Blanco for you. And this bottle will be just for you to take home. If you want to drink it here, you can
That's
have
the
it.
best
If not,
prize he's offering,
You
by
can
the
take
way.
it home.
Yeah.
Last but not least, for the championship fight,
Absolutely.
we have made Tito's Cantina World Championship belt coming to
I'd
you.
trade it. I'd trade it.
So
dude.
make sure you come
I'd wear
and
it.
join us
I'd
here
go to the
at
table
Tito's
with the
Cantina
Blanco. I'd be like, hey,
this Saturday,
how big of a Tito
for
fan
UFC
are you?
314. Hope to see you
You
tonight.
give me those
You're away.
cheese,
And I really think
cheese
at the end of
chips
the
and
day,
that Blanco.
this
and
country
it's
needs to come
delicious.
together. Kamala shows her lies, one after another after another. And you can tell a lie right off the bat is when they laugh. Because they can't think of something bright to say, so they laugh about the situation they're in because they can't think of something proper to say.
Yeah, Gutfeld's always giggle.
Or it wasn't just a little, just a little, just a little.
You call yourself a gangster. What type of gangster is worried about another man trying to
So
put on his
good.
belt? And you can see there's 10 buttons.
10 buttons.
10 buttons in 15 seconds? That's not too damn bad.
Not too bad.
But you crossed the line now. Call me a rat. You say I'm a snitch. And you don't show any proof that it was me that reported you. One guy and me. That's it. Two-man crew.
So is it lagging on, like, is it lagging because the video that's playing, or is it lagging because?
I think the video. No, is
Okay,
it lagging
all
for
right.
you?
It's just
The
like
video is.
the dialogue slightly off from his mouth, but that just might be Tito.
I thought that was a feature.
Production company. Get your fat camera guys to my camera guy. You better watch your back. You better watch your back. Because if I do see you, I'm willing to do some jail time, and I'll put these hands on you. I hope none of my fans are jail fans.
How long you guys
the LL
been together?
Cool
We've
J
known each other
lip
since
look right there.
2021.
No, 2001.
2001.
Just 20 years off.
How'd you meet?
I was the first ring girl for the UFC.
And I was the first light heavyweight champion for UFC.
We traveled together because it was so small.
Before we traveled together, I actually used to work at Whiskey Sky in Vegas, and I used to be a pervert, and I'd sit across the room and watch her pour drinks, and I'd be like, this girl right here. I mean, I was a bad guy, I guess, because I was married at the time.
He was definitely not my type either. So.
I don't fight on emotions, I don't fight well. I fight on emotion because I'm in for survival. This is survival of fitness. And at the end of the day,
Survival of fitness.
All right, guys, we're opening a gym called Survival of Fitness.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
That's
That's
always
what I was
growing
going to
up
say.
is, don't ever do juice. as in steroids, right? Chael Sonnen gets popped for a juice cocktail. So people want to say, so how, and the question was, so how do I think this fight's going to turn out? I said, well, let me go ahead and find Chael for you. So the best acronym I can think of that is a juice box. Juice box being Chael Sonnen. And it was no more than that, because he is a juicy juice boy. He likes to do his dabble in his little steroid stuff, and hopefully they do test us, which I know they will test us. They test us on all of our fights. But that just shows a sign of weakness. And a sign of weakness is him being full of juice. He's a juice box, he's a juice boy, and that's why that juicy juice box came into the camera frame. Carbohydrate,
This is the best.
which means your body absorbs
Homeboy
it
twists
super
the
quick.
bottle.
It doesn't have time
Would
to
entertain
cap
that?
still.
A fight with Quinn if the money was right?
Well, of course, if there's an opportunity of us fighting for a world title, and we've talked about it, and if it was for a world title, we would. Just because we want to take no money out of our family's mouth, and it just matters who wakes up that morning with a smile on their face knowing that they have the fight won because they put the work in camp. They look behind them and there's not one rock unturned. Every rock is unturned behind them, and they know that they've found everything possible to prepare for the fight. And that's what I try to do for every one
Pause
of my
this real
fights.
fast, dude.
I mean, through my whole life, I always understood one thing.
I know you guys are hours and hours deep, and
Hours. Days. Years.
deep. I've dabbled. I think the last time I went to Eli's house, we watched them. I'm so like dumbfounded. Why does he talk to people? Why?
Because he's not self-aware.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is.
He like for so long was known as the bad boy that could hype a fight and could could talk up a fight. And that's why like when he went up against Chael Sonnen, he tried to do that against Chael Sonnen, and
Which he's amazing at it, right?
he's the
best.
arguably the best. Like the best at creating something that doesn't really exist. It's totally like Chael Sonnen is the PT Barnum of like,
Yeah. He lives like 30 minutes from me.
Chael, yeah. Dude, I met Chael Sonnen once in Vegas, dude, and he saw me like looking at him, and like he must have seen the fanboy in my eyes.
Yeah.
And so he called me over, dude, and I was like, so he called me over to take a picture. I took a picture with him, and I was like, dude, you're my favorite fighter. I was like so lame. And he goes, that's because you got good taste. And then like, so we take a picture, right? And like, I was like, Sarah, like, come take a picture. Sarah's the name of my wife. And I was like, Sarah, come take a picture with me. And he's like, yeah, Sarah, get over here. And dude, he was like, it was like you can, but like, even if he was acting, it was like beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
It was like the sincerity, like it was cool, dude. There was an era in MMA where these guys were super accessible and like grateful for it. And so like anytime you'd go to like, we used to go to the UFC Fan Expo. I'm exactly who that CNN segment is talking about, I guess. But we used to go to the UFC
the Manosphere
Fan Expo, and like, dude, you would run into guys like who nobody would know who they were, but you did because you followed the sport closely. So like, guys that were coming up or guys that were like journeymen that you knew, like, like Dean Thomas was one of them. Like me and my dad were like, hey, Dean Thomas. But it was a good time. But Chael, but to answer your question, yeah, I actually have.
Which one?
I did. The Swedish one. I said, hey, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean.
Tito has it on good authority that you're awesome.
But to get ahead and always be respectful.
Made a mistake, I learned from our mistakes, and those things I learned from it, and the future is the future now, and the past is the past.
You live and you learn.
You live and you learn, and you forget, I hope.
Well, Tito, thanks for.
He's a great athlete. I just look at Russian kids who are in here from Bulgaria and who are just really tough.
What's
so great about Huntington Beach?
No crime.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, crime was very, very like, I think it was 94 to 90.
All right, guys, we're all from Orange County. Sean, you actually lived in Huntington Beach for a time. Yep. Has it ever been true that there's no crime in Huntington Beach?
Oh, I mean, I think where Tito lives, the big crimes are stolen bikes.
Yeah. And like
fraud. There's always sections with like lots of crime.
Yeah.
Lots of crime.
Well, I remember
lots of violence on Main Street.
Dude, I was going to say,
check YouTube.
Yeah. I remember as a kid, like there'd be like skinheads that would fight on Main Street.
Yeah, in the 90s,
what it was known for.
Huntington Beach was known for the skinhead, dude.
Yeah, that's why when they try to they've tried to build up Huntington Beach, like that part Main Street, and it is super nice now. And they like one of my favorite taco shops opened up right there. But like I don't know. I'm always like, dude, there's like, this is a veneer, and you go underneath the surface, dude, and like,
Yeah.
you're gonna
It's
find
America.
Yeah, true.
It's true.
7 is the safest world in the United States. I have a few gay friends, and they're over 18. I have no problem with it. And once again, if you're 18 and over, that's your decision. That's your decision. But do not push it on my children. Because kids can't even learn how to brush their teeth. They don't want to put on deodorant. Or they don't want to wipe their own ass the right way unless you show them the right way. Now all of a sudden you're going to teach my
Which,
children.
by the
how to
way,
be
is
a
the gayest thing you
sexual
could have said.
predator.
Gayest thing, dude.
And I'm going to say that because most are.
It's like
I train 6
How's
days,
it
actually 6 days a week.
Dude, and
Yeah,
you know what's
5
going
days a
on there
week.
too is like he's taking the trans narrative that people talk about,
Yeah.
and he's applying it to gay. He doesn't like he's slightly off the
he's-
mark, dude.
Yeah, he's like, I feel like Tito has like a bowl of words and he just takes a spoon and he just gets out a word.
Yeah,
He's like, this is my politically charged talk.
But it's his brain.
word.
but it's a
word.
it's a bowl of words that have been soaking in milk for too long,
Yeah.
and then he pulls them out when they're already soggy, dude, and he still
Yeah.
tries to eat them and enjoy them. You know?
Well, it
Right.
seems like they're like well-known phrases that someone cut
Yeah.
up and then
Yeah.
melted together, and then he just
Right.
says the first half of a phrase and the second half of the phrase.
Like
Also-
he's a beta AI.
Oh, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
terrible.
It
If
really
someone-
does give you insight though into like how your
CTE?
brain works.
Oh yeah,
But like how your brain works, dude. Like the because you can tell he's thinking the right thing. Like he's got the essence of the moment of what the right thing is, but he doesn't know how to articulate. And like that's the most important part of like communication when you're speaking the
Communicating,
same
yeah.
language as somebody. You know?
Yeah, I think it's the phrase that I have a lot of friends that are gay and they're all above the age of 18.
Yeah.
Makes you such a questionable person, dude.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
like
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying is like because what he's trying to like is what like like the right wing people argue, which is like I don't care if you're trans and you're over 18 and you make your decision. If you're an adult, you're an adult.
That's what he's trying to say.
That's the libertarian perspective on like most issues. But he's like he thinks that trans people and gay people are the same
The
thing,
same thing, yeah.
Right.
And that's what he's trying. Like there's no nuance with Tito. That's what it is, dude.
No, none.
None. It's just a soggy bowl of alphabet soup, dude.
Yep.
Week. One of those days I will train 2 days of the week. So 6 days a week I'll be training.
It's the Tito calendar.
Chuck,
I love
it
that
feels like he
Tito
stole your
calendar.
thunder,
I love
and
the
this is
Smiths
sour
are
grapes
playing
from you.
under
Like, it's personal because, in a way, you're jealous of him. How does hearing that out of his mouth fall on your ears?
Jealous of him? This guy can't even put a fucking sentence together, man. Are you kidding me right now? He's reaching for those grapes. He's trying to make his wine, and the wine's already sounding like a violin with that cheese and wine. We'll see on November.
Dude, beautiful, beautiful, dude.
That was pretty
cheese and
good, dude.
wine. It
That was
so
harder
good.
to watch than my video this week.
No, it's always beautiful. It's always elation, dude. Whenever Tito's involved,
It's the cheese and wine, dude.
I have that police cam video from last week. I don't know if you guys want to watch that, or do you have the deer one?
Yeah,
queued
let
up,
me
Vince?
see. I have the deer one here. Sean also sent. I think me and Eli talked about this. The guy that was in love with his car.
Right. Yeah. that's
Yeah,
another
and
one I
it's the
said.
recap of where he is now. Have you
Yeah.
watched that one yet, Sean?
10 years later. Huh?
Let's watch that one.
That one might get us bumped, but yeah, play that one, and then we'll save the body cam one I have. I definitely want to save for you guys because it's. I don't want to hype it too much, but it's pretty funny. But it's also like 20 minutes long, so play that one. Hopefully, it doesn't get us bumped, and if it does, then we're at the end anyway. So.
All right.
I live in a small rural town in Texas. And when you last saw me a decade ago, I was in an intimate relationship with my car Chase.
Dude, his car being named Chase is a real beautiful.
Hopefully that car is 18.
Morning, baby. My handsome man.
How would you go down on a car?
Exhaust pipe, dude.
Carver.
A lot of soot.
Love you, baby.
It was love at first sight.
Is he
His
under the
body
car?
and then his interior and everything just together
Oh,
just
yeah.
seemed to fit. And I just felt an instant connection. I just absolutely love Chase.
He's not even.
If something were ever to happen to Chase, my heart would just stop.
He's boned up.
I just have to gather myself here. I'm sorry for all that.
Look at the cars in the background, dude. That's his porno mag.
Unfortunately, Chase is no longer
Chase
part of my
can't be in
life.
the house, so Chase won't know.
Yeah, dude. Maybe it's an open vehicle relationship. Oh no.
I still think about it a lot, and it breaks my heart he's not here. I felt like he
Couldn't
deserved
help
better.
himself, drove through that building.
So this is where I keep a lot of Chase's mementos. The bedroom is just a special place, and I felt like that was the perfect place for him, and nice to have him close to me. The blanket's special to me because it's got a lot of his good pictures on it. Just cute stuff like him getting a bath and us together. It's just, you look back and you just don't realize the things you take for granted until it's too late. And so, I just would change, I guess, the way things
Somebody took
happened,
that
or
picture.
Yeah.
to try to do something different, I guess, to
It was
keep
a side
him
piece.
here in my life.
Little Datsun he had. He was fixing her up. Oh, he's taking it right there. He's getting it. Bro, shout out to the TLC producers.
I love
that
TLC so much.
That are like, this person's already jacked up. We're gonna make him like dive into it.
Oh
dude.
yeah. Every 10 years, I want to update.
He's not.
Dude, TLC is just it used to be like you'd go to a boardwalk and see a freak show.
Yeah.
TLC brings it into your living room.
100%, dude. I love it.
He's not here.
He's in your bedroom.
He's
It's
there in
just
spirit.
hood. Buried his carburetor.
I still think about Chase every day, but I moved on. I was looking for new vehicles. And found my baby girl
imagine
online.
selling your car and this guy shows up?
I love Lex with all my heart. Thank you for all you do for me.
So I'll give you an extra $5,000. That's crazy, dude.
What was that, dude?
It's crazy that he moved on like that.
Poor Chase.
I mean,
man.
obviously you're going to have to get another car.
Yeah.
But to fall in love with another car and have it be a totally different gender?
Yeah. Men are pigs.
Is that
dude.
really a way? Dude, for sure.
This is just proof men are pigs.
Yeah.
What if
It's like he's going to sit there and cry crocodile tears.
What if the Manosphere woman was like, yeah, I dated this guy and he listens to these podcasts and he's in love with this car. And then the whole segment was about this dude. That'd be pretty
Oh, that woman would have been like, hey, there's some online groups that I think you need to join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Car club.
Andrew Tate could have saved that guy's soul, dude. No?
Possibly.
Possibly.
All right, boys, you got anything else?
I don't
No.
think so.
You think we can get that?
I think we can pin it, dude. I think positive the stream didn't go down, dude.
It is a positive.
Yeah.
We're working with house money now, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
And we'll watch that Cops video next week. And then if you guys were a fan of the collection, I'll collect some more for the following week. You guys in?
Cool.
What do you think
Sure,
of
just
like
make sure there's a little bit more death.
Well, I try to sprinkle it in. Do you guys want more of like the
Good.
cringe
Yeah.
videos of like just broken people, or are you down for the mix that I brought this week?
I'm into the mix.
Yeah, I
You're
like
in
the
for the
mix.
mix? Okay.
I think
Yeah.
like, see, the art of it is like how you like. It's like, you know, if you're gonna put together a movie, it's like you need to like you have to have something set up, something else to give it somewhere to go. You know, and I feel like you did that on this week's.
Thank you.
week's
Yeah,
mix.
and I think the
Thanks, Vince.
You're welcome. I think breaking each video up with a little bit of death was is the way to go.
Yeah.
Hey, so are you editing? Are you like editing these videos together?
I just use iMovie on my phone. It's the easiest way. I was doing my laptop and all
yeah.
the dimensions were wrong. So
Sweet. That's awesome. Cool. All right. Well,
Sweet, man.
thanks, guys. We'll
It's been
keep,
fun.
We'll keep tweaking and keep getting better. Hopefully.
Yep.
And I'm
just
gonna buy
stay
more
safe.
VHS.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'll
hope
come
so.
back with a report next week of like, you know, hey, I found Goodfellas in somebody's trash can. All right, later, guys.
Yeah, have a good
Later.
week.